Hi, this is Valerie from Canadian Creepies, and you're listening to Down the Crooked Path. Canadian Creepies is recorded on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, under the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. These lands and waters have been cared for since long before Canada existed, and they remain deeply important to Indigenous communities today. As we tell stories about darkness, injustice, and memory, I want to acknowledge the very real histories of colonization, violence, and erasure that Indigenous peoples continue to endure. A land acknowledgement can't undo that harm, but it is a reminder to keep listening, learning, and supporting in truth and reconciliation in meaningful ways. We share these stories not to forget, but to shine light, always with respect for peoples and nations whose land we live on. Canadian Creepies covers true crime, dark history, and disturbing events. Some episodes may include graphic descriptions or sensitive subject matter. We do our best to handle every story with care and respect for those affected. That said, we sometimes use humor and sarcasm as a way to process heavy content, never to disrespect victims, survivors, or their families. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Canadian Creepies. I'm your co-host, Valerie.
And I'm your co-host, Amanda Joy.
Welcome to another episode researched by our wonderful friend, comrade, colleague, what else can we say? Christine.
My mind was drawing
you couldn't think
such
of
a
one
blank
thing
there.
to say.
No, I was just like...
Funny, kind, hilarious.
Badass.
That's a good one.
Our rock star.
I'm like
She's
funny
very
and
rock star.
Yeah, she is very rock star. Christine, you rock star. Thank you for researching.
She's got that vibe.
For researching this episode. I don't know what that was.
I dig it.
I have been working a lot. Doesn't matter. That's not what we're here to talk about. Hey, guys. Really happy you're here. Listening. Tuning in. Daisy's barking. Daisy loves to be in the podcast.
She does.
She does. Okay, so this is something I'm really excited about. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to post about this on social media yet because I kind of want this to be like a little Easter egg for listeners first. If you are an artist and you listen to Canadian Creepies, I want to collaborate with you on merch. And this is something we've been teasing for ages now.
A little bit,
yeah. But we want to collaborate in a way that actually supports you. So you'd sell everything through your own shop, your Etsy, your Shopify, whatever you already use. We'd just be adding a new piece together. So you stay fully in control of your work. Every sale, you keep the majority of the profit, and the podcast takes a smaller commission through a code or link. So that way we can track it. Mm-hmm. You'll also get your own discount. And then just to pause on this, I was also never mind. Sorry.
I love that.
I know, my mind. You'll also get your own discount code to offer listeners, which helps drive traffic directly to your shop. And I'll be promoting you, not just the merch, across Canadian Creepy socials and here on the podcast. On top of that, part of what we make is being donated to Niagara Reproductive Justice and payyourrent.ca. So it's ethical, it's collaborative, and it actually pays artists. If you're hearing this, you're kind of getting first dibs. So reach out. We would genuinely love to work with you. And this is truly any art. Mm-hmm. Truly any art. Christine is doing macrame. And yeah, send us an email.
Got some ideas.
Yes.
I've got some stuff in the works.
Yes. Christine is also working on these books of the dead.
They're really cool.
They're really cool. She's going to go case by case, starting with Robert Pickton.
Think like Evil Dead, the book from the dead, or like maybe not with the eyeball, but like Book from Hocus Pocus.
Yes, that is what it looks like. Oh, I was making sure we were recording every time.
There's been a couple of times where we've done a whole episode.
Whole episodes, and we have to try and recreate the magic. It's wild.
It's weird.
Yes, so those books of the dead, she's working on them, and then she might put little Easter eggs for upcoming episodes in there too, which is really cool. They look really cool. She showed us them on video, and we love them. If you're interested in those, it's, the first one's not done yet, but keep an eye out, an ear out.
They'll be like one of a kind,
They're
guys.
literally one of a kind. There will be one of them. You would get the only Canadian Creepies Robert Picton Book of the Dead.
Ooh.
Unless we decide to name it, market it as something else. But so far, that's what we're rolling with. Okay, now this is this thing that was more relevant before, but it's still here. So I just came across this video this one time on Facebook of this man locally shouting into a microphone at the top of someone's street, like somebody's address, name, and saying they're a sex offender. I think it goes without saying we don't condone sexual assault.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I say this?
It reminds me of that song that was trending on TikTok. Unpopular opinion. If you fuck with the children, I think you should die if you fuck with the children.
Yes.
We do not condone it.
Yeah. But before we move on, I want to say something that might make some people uncomfortable, but I think it matters. Obviously, child abuse is horrific. People who harm children deserve consequences. Survivors deserve protection, support, and justice. None of that is up for debate. But we also need to be honest about something else. There are political movements and extremist groups that use the language of protecting children to push fear, division, and vigilantism. Mm-hmm. And that is dangerous. I will not say the name of the group out of fear of being doxxed.
I found them the other day on TikTok.
It's not hard to find them.
No, their videos have come up for a while for me, and I kind of figured that's who they were, because even in private discussions, you and I have...
Off mic.
We have... we've had conversations about what this group has done. I think there was one episode where we did talk about what they did. I think it was a Creep of the Week, maybe?
Creep of the Week. I don't think Yes. Because real child protection work is careful. Mm-hmm. It is evidence-based. It is survivor-focused. It involves trained investigators, social workers, educators, advocates, and systems, while deeply flawed at times, are supposed to operate on facts and not mob rage. Vigilantism works differently. It thrives on emotion, spectacle, humiliation, and fear. And once a society starts accepting the idea that certain people don't deserve rights, due process, or evidence, history shows that mindset spreads very quickly. Today, someone is called a predator. Tomorrow, it becomes queer people, immigrants, teachers, political opponents, anyone labeled a groomer without proof. We are already seeing that happen. And I think it's important to remember that a crowd fueled by fear is so easy to manipulate. Mm-hmm. Some far-right groups understand that if they attach themselves to the very real horror of child abuse, people lower their guard emotionally. Because of course we care about kids. Of course people react strongly to that topic. That's human. But protecting children should never become an excuse to normalize extremism, harassment, conspiracy thinking, or mob justice. And honestly, survivors deserve better than becoming political props for movements, right? More interested in outrage than actual prevention or support. You can care deeply about protecting children while also being critical of fear-based vigilantism. In fact, I would argue that's the more responsible position.
Children don't deserve to be pawns in your political argument or anything. I hate people who weaponize kids in, like, whether it's a custody battle or unless they're in immediate danger from the other parent. Yeah. They are not pawns.
Yeah, no,
they
absolutely
deserve
not.
Better. We have one final housekeeping
One
thing
final
to discuss.
housekeeping.
Christine, beautiful Christine, has also put together seed packets for us thanks to the Ottawa Seed Bank. So we want to say thank you so much to the Ottawa Wildflower Seed Library for partnering with us and providing seeds for our community. The work that they're doing is genuinely incredible. I love me a good garden.
Right?
The Ottawa Wildflower Seed Garden is a grassroots organization focused on protecting biodiversity by giving away free native wildflower seeds and teaching people how to grow gardens that support bees, butterflies, birds, and other local wildlife. Their mission is rooted in accessibility, education, reciprocity, and environmental stewardship. Through free seed giveaways, workshops, and community education, they've helped thousands of people across Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia create pollinator-friendly spaces and reconnect with native ecosystems, which is so important.
Yes.
Especially with what Doug Ford is doing in Ontario to our local ecosystem.
Right.
In just one recent year, they have donated over 100,000 seed packages from hundreds of native species to schools, individuals, and community projects. So we are so grateful to be able to share some of these seeds with our listeners and community. Supporting native plants means supporting the entire web of life around us. So please go check out the amazing work that is being done by the Ottawa Wildflower Seed Library and let us know if you want one of those seed packets from Christine.
I was about to say, in case we didn't make it clear, we have seed packets available. Mm-hmm. It's Canadian Creepies merch.
Dun, 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 dun.
And there's seeds in there. You can keep, Christine's going to stamp a Canadian Creepies on there. And you can keep that as a little piece of merch if you want. But yeah.
I'm hoping there's milkweed in there. I love some milkweed.
We have to also get some.
Yes.
And so send us a message and we will make that happen.
I love that.
For free.
That's like my favorite thing.
For free. Send that out. And then after you get your seeds, you might also get a handwritten letter from me with a button.
I would like to see your gardens after this as well. Yes! Send us pictures.
Yes.
We'll have an entire photo montage.
Oh, I know. I will share them. Yes.
I'm so excited about it.
And there are also Shelby.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Shelby, the one who suggested Adam Strong.
Yes.
Sent us a text about Adam Strong. And she said, I just listened to the Creep of the Week and think Adam Strong could actually be a full episode. I learned quite a bit from the article you read. I didn't know about his upbringing. What I do know is the tenants renting the upstairs of the house complained about plumbing issues and a bad smell and called in a plumber who tried clearing the blockages in the pipes and ended up needing to disconnect the piping system, to which he found bits of Rory. I know. Adam also dumped Rory's torso into the ravine that flows into Lake Ontario, to which was found washed up on the beach by a passerby.
That's horrible on so many different levels.
Right?
Like horrible to the victim, horrible to the person who found them, the family. Like,
yes.
Come on.
The police found bits of both Candace and Rory in the freezer along with the knife, which is how they found Candace. As well, Shannon SN.
What up?
Some girl. She said, happy to help. It's the ADHD that I just absorb and keep information. Also, I completely get the ass butt reference. Love listening to you, lovelies.
Yes!
Thank you, Shannon.
Supernatural girlies in the
house. Love that. Okay, should we get into it?
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited for this episode.
Yes, we're very excited. And thank you again to Christine for all of the amazing... We have like so many episodes research ready to go. It's now Amanda and I have to catch up to the work that Christine has done. I hope she's taking a little vacation right now.
She deserves a bit of a break.
Yeah, take a break. Girl, you must be tired. Okay, so today, from reading the title of the episode, you should know that we are talking about Kai, the Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker. This might be a two-parter.
It'll probably be a two-parter.
So Kai, who's real... Oh, and before we get into it, his some crimes took place in the States, but he is born in Canada.
Yes.
And that is why we are covering this on Canadian Creepies. Kai, whose real name was Caleb Lawrence McGilvery, entered the world on September 3rd, 1988 in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. His parents were Gil McGilvery. Wow.
That's a great name.
Gil McGilvery.
Great name.
And Shirley Stromberg. According to Kai, and this has not been substantiated by any reliable resources or any reliable sources, he was raised in a fundamentalist Christian cult. So only Kai is claiming this.
So mad!
He has frequently claimed severe abuse and neglect. However, the evidence outside of his own statements is primarily composed of court records, family interviews, and psychiatric evaluations that offer a different perspective. The subsequent investigation into his past, however, following the murder of Joseph Galfi, revealed a history that diverges significantly depending on who is telling it. Kai's version of his upbringing is significantly darker than the rest of his family's versions and formed the basis of his defense during the trial. Systemic abuse. Kai claimed his mother was severely abusive and that he was raised in a fundamentalist Christian cult that used torture.
I don't mean to laugh, but I know it's not true.
It's his truth.
And it's so extreme.
Huh. He claimed that he was locked in a box for hours at a time. Corroboration. Naturally, Kai's parents flatly denied these claims. However, the Netflix documentary, The Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker, which came out in 2023, did introduce a cousin who was willing to throw some level of corroboration behind the mother's less than stellar behavior. The truly headline-grabbing fundamentalist Christian cult allegations remain stubbornly unverified by anyone outside of Kai's own narrative. Okay. So, okay. All right, then. It sounds like he might have had like ODD.
Yes. I think we do touch that later on
the
episode. But it does seem like
we're hearing no is like the worst.
Yeah.
To somebody with ODD, hearing no when they want to do something is torture.
Yeah.
You know?
And maybe he didn't have the greatest upbringing. Like maybe there was some neglect going on, but that's not a Christian fundamentalist cult.
It's not. He made she brought him to church one time. She's like, "What the hell?"
They walked past the church while they were singing choir music, and he's like,
"Damn it, I'm in a cult." Okay. The transition to Kai. By his late teens, he was completely estranged from his family, ensuring his departure from state care at 18. Having exhausted his options for subsidized relief in Alberta, he promptly adopted the nomadic lifestyle that eventually delivered him to the United States. According to his family, Kai wasn't the victim of a shadowy cabal. He was just a kid who really, really hated being told what to do. Yes. His parents claim he wasn't being tortured. He just had ADHD and oppositional defiant disorder. Oh, right. Because, yes. His father, Gil, described Caleb's childhood as a series of uncontrollable outbursts. Kai's narrative of being a prisoner in a fundamentalist cult takes a bit of a hit when you take a look at the boring bureaucratic reality. From age 12 to 18, Caleb lived in various government-run residential treatment facilities. Kai calls it solitary confinement. The Canadian government likely called it, "We've run out of ideas for foster homes." While Kai spun yarns about a torture-happy religious sect, investigative journalists found exactly nothing. So, yeah, they couldn't find anything.
Yeah, there's no evidence to
support that he was in a fundamentalist Christian cult.
He seems overall like a person who likes to creatively over-exaggerate for attention.
Yes. Kai's parents divorced when he was 4, and this was a really big trauma for him. His father officially lost custody when he was 8. And while Kai initially claimed in viral interviews that he had no family, both parents eventually spoke out regarding his troubled childhood and the legal issues following his murder conviction. His mother also appeared in the 2023 Netflix documentary, The Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker.
Go watch that immediately. It's so good.
It's a good documentary. He haunted the halls of St. Paul Regional High School in the early 2000s, leaving behind a trail of memories. To former coworkers and classmates, he was a textbook spotlight seeker, the kind of guy who clutched a guitar like a personality replacement while remaining impressively unfocused on anything involving actual talent. So he was one of those kumbaya. Are you allowed to say that?
I don't.
I take that back. He was one of those guitar guys that
Free
only
spirits.
No. He's one of those guitar guys that only learned Wonderwall.
Oh,
or something like that.
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, or like one Matchbox 20 song. You can bust out at parties, or like one Google Dolls song or something. One man who once worked with Kai and requested his name not be used recalled to the Alberta Gazette, the spotlight always had to be on him no matter what he was doing. He loved playing his guitar and hanging out with friends. When we got him focused on his job, he wasn't too bad, but seemed to rather want to joke around most of the time.
There was a guy I went to high school with who was like this. I think he was a year older than me. He's currently in prison for murdering his dad.
Oh,
so,
okay.
That happened a couple of years ago. And when I heard it, like, I was like, that tracks. That
This
seems
makes
right.
sense.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. Kai didn't just leave the system. He ghosted the entire concept of a fixed address. As he was born in Edmonton, his childhood was basically a masterclass in why we need better social services. Yes. And probably like how many holes and gaps there are in the system. Kai also claimed that he was kept in a psychiatric treatment center against his will. Naturally, as one does when faced with this type of purgatory, he decided that a life of home-free wandering was a much better vibe than being pumped full of meds in a locked ward. He took the nomadic lifestyle quite literally, hitchhiking across North America. Kai's exit from the system was fueled by a philosophy he called being home free. He lived on the kindness of strangers, his backpack, and presumably a lot of weed.
Well, back then, too, because he's 2 years younger than me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was, oh, your kid has ADHD. Here's a bunch of Ritalin. Hope it works.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of, like, now we have a better understanding of mental health issues and the spectrum of all the different types that there are and ranges. Whereas they didn't back then. They were just like, well, your kid's screwed up. Like, here's some medication. I hope it helps. If it doesn't,
Yeah, come see me in a month.
Yeah.
For Kai, carrying a government-issued ID was equivalent to wearing a digital ankle monitor. To a guy who viewed the system as a parasitic entity designed to crush the human spirit, a driver's license was just a property tag. Here's why the hatchet-wielding hero of the highways likely opted for the unidentified nomad aesthetic. Kai subscribed to a flavor of nomadic philosophy that borders on sovereign citizen territory. In his eyes, he wasn't a citizen of Canada or the US. He was a child of the universe. Carrying a provincial ID or a passport would be an admission that he belonged to a government. I mean, gotta give him an A+ for commitment.
I do like that.
Yeah, straight up.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Up. But he stole that from Indigenous folks.
That's also true.
Yeah,
yes.
Straight up.
I mean, realistically, when you think about it, our maps are just imaginary lines.
Right.
They're like, this is where we live. This is where you live.
Yeah.
Obey it.
Yeah. By having no ID, he existed in a legal gray area. If the man can't verify who you are, it's theoretically harder for them to track your movements or pin your past on you. As someone who spent time in psychiatric facilities and foster care in Canada, Kai viewed documentation as a weapon used against him. In his mind, records were things people used to lock you up or medicate you into a zombie. Ditching his ID was a symbolic and literal way of burning the bridge to his past life in Alberta. You can't be Caleb from the psych ward if you're just Kai from the cosmos. That's straight up, right? And in the nomadic, oh my God, I said it right fine. I said it just fine.
The first time.
Oh, no. In the nomadic hitchhiking world, identification is often seen as a liability. If you get picked up by the cops for vagrancy, and Kai didn't want to get arrested in the States for being in the country illegally because they would have probably deported him. Kai thrived on the giving and receiving philosophy. He traveled by charming people into giving him rides, food, and places to stay. In that world, your ID is your vibe. If you have if you have to show a stranger your license to get a ride, the nomadic magic is dead. He preferred to be judged by his admittedly chaotic personality rather than a plastic card with a birth date that reminded him he was getting older in a system he hated. Straight up.
Someone who turns 40 this year. I get it.
You get it. I get it.
All right. So this is the Fresno incident in February of 2013 that kind of brought Kai into the spotlight. It was a cloudy gray morning with a wet chill in the air. I like that.
Yeah.
That day, a sequence of events would unfold that would shatter lives. One man ended the day nearly crippled, another would end up in a psychiatric ward, and a third would become a folk hero to millions across the globe. This is the February 2013 incident in Fresno. And Christine would like you to know that this is where the legend of Kai is forged in a fever dream of hitchhiking, religious mania, and a light dusting of chaotic violence.
Yes.
So here's...
Or casual violence.
Both. It's casual, but it's chaotic. You know. So here is the breakdown of what happened. Kai was hitchhiking through Fresno and ended up hitching a ride with a guy named Jet Simons McBride. Now, Jet...
I think it's Simmons.
Simmons? Simon Simmons? Simmons. We'll go with Simmons.
Simmons. 2 M's.
Simmons McBride.
Okay.
We'll call him Jet.
Simmons.
Because I like Jet.
Mama.
That's the musician in Val there.
Mama.
Watermelon.
Unique New York. How now brown.
How now
Cow.
brown cow.
How no brown cow. I wasn't just saying how now brown. That'd be stupid.
So Jet was a near 300-pound man who reportedly claimed he was Jesus Christ.
I believe him.
And he informed Kai that he had raped a 14-year-old girl was on a business trip. While he was on a business trip.
I don't think he was Jesus Christ anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus Christ was raping 14-year-old little girls.
We don't know, though. Were we there? We weren't?
I mean... The Bible is kind of written by a bunch of different people who weren't actually Jesus. So,
or historians, oddly enough.
Or even from the area where Jesus lived. They were found in Greece, written
in Greek.
So, you know. Anyways, while rambling about his Jesus status, Jet decided to...
Oh, you didn't do Christine's thought there.
Oh, yes. Sorry. She said, if your red flag detector isn't screaming, wait for the next part.
Well, I will do Christine's voice here.
I dig it. I like that. We'll switch off.
There's only one little part, yeah.
Now, while rambling about his Jesus status, McBride decided to slam his car into a stationary utility truck, pinning a utility worker named Rayshawn Neely between the two vehicles.
Religion, am I right?
Now, McBride didn't just lose control of the car. He reportedly targeted Neely and another worker because they weren't white. Screaming racial slurs, right?
I hate that so much.
That is not an excuse, sir.
It's not.
Jesus would never.
Jesus would never.
Yes. Yes. Now, sorry, I lost my spot there.
I have no idea where you were.
So he reportedly targeted Neely and the other worker because they weren't white and was screaming racial slurs and claiming he was cleansing the area.
I hate that.
It was basically a hate crime with a 300-pound weapon, and Neely was pinned between the front of Jet's car and the back of his own utility truck.
Oh.
A woman named Tanya Baker ran over to help Neely, but Jet, committed to the full unhinged persona, jumped out of the car and grabbed her in a huge bear hug. And this is where Kai decided to stop being a passenger and start participating in the action.
Yeah, because he had just heard this man had raped a
14-year-old girl.
And now he's bear hugging a woman.
And he just crashed a car.
And he just crashed.
Trying to kill two black men.
I know, I just overlooked that part. Right. I'm like, well...
just vehicular manslaughter.
Don't clip that.
We need to give Val a shirt that says that.
Somebody make art that. Don't clip that, Canadian Creepies.
Art that. Yes.
Art that.
Art that. Don't clip that.
Art that.
So
also always trust the French Canadian.
Yes,
CC
that
Canadian
too. She
Creepies.
does say that all the time.
Or no, I also say, no, it's you want something done.
Trust a French Canadian. This is true. So, as Kai so eloquently put it in his interview with KMPH TV,
That's so many. As Kai so eloquently put it on KMPHXZ2_7 TV.
ABC,
Yeah.
blue, purple, rainbow.
That's right.
It was this interview guy named Jessup Risbeck. And he said, a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I fucking ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
I hate it.
That is in the documentary too.
Oh, and I want to put the audio for that in.
As we
Here.
look over at Kyle.
What's up? I'm one of the heroes.
Yeah. Can we talk to you? Do you mind?
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today? Well,
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile. No one could ever take that away from you. Now, this stuff right here, I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this fucker's car, and he comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I fucked this 14-year-old. I was like, you what? He's like, I raped this 14-year-old, starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like fucking 300-pound guy. I'm like, oh shit, you must be fuckered, man. Like, what's he talking about? I didn't take him seriously at first. He comes driving down this way. He's like, you know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I fucking want to. And watch this, bam, and he smashed into this fucking guy right there, pinned him in between that fucking truck. And so I hop out, I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not fucking move that shit, otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucking, I ran in, I grabbed the keys, he's fucking sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, fucking, like, man, if he had started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here. Fucking, I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then fucking Buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like, a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I fucking ran up behind him with a hatchet, smash, smash, smash. Yeah.
the lady said you saved her life.
She was the one who got grabbed by that fucker. You know what? Fuck is cool. That guy ain't. Shit.
How'd you get in his car? How did you?
I was hitchhiking. Good thing I was hitchhiking. Yeah, people say don't hitchhike. Well, this is what happens. At least I was here.
So he did this on purpose.
Dude, that guy was fucking cooked out, man. Like, he's beyond howley. Like, I don't even see any breath in him. You know what I'm saying?
Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you, buddy?
Straight out of Dogtown. K-A-I.
K-A-I. Do you have a last name?
No, bro. I don't have anything.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Fresno area?
Sophia, West Virginia.
No kidding. How old are you?
I can't call it.
Okay. What?
So I hope you enjoyed that interview audio. Please continue on, Amanda.
So he hit Jet in the back of the head with the blunt end of his hatchet twice and with the sharp end once. Kai claimed that Jet was still running after him initially, even after those blows were thrown.
I hate it.
After speaking with police, KMPH TV's Jessup showed up to investigate what had happened. The bystanders pointed Kai out to him, and he called him over and asked if he could do an interview.
And that went
Crazy.
bonkers. After the cops questioned Kai and miraculously let him go because he technically saved a life, Risbeck caught him for an interview. And Kai was in a red t-shirt with the sleeves rolled up, wearing a bandana. And if you haven't watched the clip, you need to. And then Christine put insert Kai audio here, but we're going to do it a little earlier. Christine, thank you. The internet immediately fell in love. They didn't. So after that audio that we played for you previously, the internet, I see why she wanted us to put it there. Thank you, Christine. The internet immediately fell in love. They didn't see a deeply unstable nomad. They saw a hero who looked like he'd just stepped out of a 1994 grunge concert. The Fresno police ruled it justifiable force. Neely survived, but he was seriously fucked up. He had to undergo surgery for broken bones and significant leg trauma. And while the internet was busy saying smash, smash, smash ringtones, Neely was busy trying to learn how to walk again.
Weird juxtaposition there.
Weird. Here is the damage report for the guy who actually paid the price for Jet McBride's rampage. And you know what? We are victim and survivor focused on this podcast. So thank you, Christine. The whole episode. Somebody clip all the thank you, Christines, I say.
We need to keep a tally of that too. Last case, it was how many times the police fucked up. Now we're tallying how many times Val says thank you, Christine.
I love tallies and lists.
You know what? They make the world go round.
They do. Neely's primary injury was a severely broken leg. He was pinned between the front of Jet's car and the back of his P&G bucket truck. The force was enough that his coworkers had to wait for the fire department to arrive and literally jack up the truck to release him from the wreckage. He had to undergo immediate surgery to repair the fractures. We're talking rods, pins, and the kind of bionic upgrades nobody actually wants.
Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. You don't want it.
Yes.
Not my leg, but my arm.
Yes. And also, I want you to be Christine's voice here.
Okay.
To make a shitty situation worse, while Neely was pinned and bleeding, McBride, who was reportedly shouting racial slurs and claiming he was there to save him, started pulling on Neely's body.
Imagine your leg is shattered and pinned, and a 300-pound lunatic starts lugging onto you or tugging onto you like you're a wishbone.
I hate that. That would be awful.
It would be so painful.
You know the movie Ginger Snaps?
Yes.
Okay, you know when they're going, they want to scare Trisha, so they're going to look for a dead dog.
Yes.
And she like goes to pick it up and like everything but the yeah, that's exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think. Another worker, Ken Simon, only one M, also got tossed about 15 feet by the car during the initial impact, but he managed to get up, likely fueled by pure adrenaline. In a classic system move, the union eventually offered Kai an all-expenses paid surfing trip to San Diego as a thank you for the hatchet work. Meanwhile, Neely was at home in Madera, California, in a cast, probably wondering why the guy who almost killed him was insane, but the other guy who hit the other guy with a hatchet was a folk hero. One question we all have is, why did Kai tell Riseback that he was from West Virginia? Well, there are several answers to that. For one, it was just one of many strategic or perhaps pathological narrative pivots he used to maintain his persona as a home-free nomad. While Kai told Riseback and the world that he was a rootless traveler with no family, the truth was much more suburban. Here is why the West Virginia claim was significant. This helped him avoid scrutiny regarding his legal status in the U.S. and his actual family background. Telling people he was from West Virginia fed into the rugged, soulful American drifter archetype that the media and later reality TV producers found so charming. And honestly, I get that, like, why him saying he was from West Virginia makes sense. I was like, okay, you are from West Virginia. You know? And then I learned he was from Alberta, and I was like, okay, you're from Alberta.
When I first watched the Netflix special, I didn't realize he was from Canada at all. It was only like after, I think there was like a revision of it or something, or like a reprisal, and people were like, oh yeah, they were talking about it again. And I was like, that dude was from Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
When Riseback asked for a last name, Kai famously replied, no, bro, I don't have anything. By providing a vague, false geographic origin, he made it nearly impossible for anyone to verify his identity during those first few viral days. The global response to Kai's interview was a masterclass in how the internet can turn a deeply troubled human being into a mascot in under 24 hours. The second that Riseback uploaded the raw footage to YouTube, the internet lost its collective mind. Within days, the video had millions of views. People weren't just impressed that he'd stopped a potential rapist, they were obsessed with his vibe. Kai was branded as a modern-day folk hero, and people were sharing his quotes like they were scripture, especially his line, no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. The irony? Everybody ignored the fact that he was clearly erratic and mentally ill and carrying a weapon in his backpack. Again, he had a hatchet just in his backpack.
Yeah. The interview, he's just going off with like love.
Yeah.
Roam free.
Yes.
Love yourself. Love everybody. Instead of actually answering any questions. Yeah.
The Gregory brothers then released the definitive Kai anthem in February 2013 titled Smash, Smash, Smash. And I think I got the link for that too. So Kyle, you can play that here.
Kyle here. So unfortunately, that video containing the Smash, Smash, Smash song is a copyrighted video. So I will be unable to play that link for you.
Yeah.
And now about that. It was the ultimate moment that proved the internet will dance to literally anything.
Like, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs.
Yes, yeah. What they did was they layered Kai's many manic descriptions of the Fresno incident over a surprisingly upbeat, funky bass line that you heard. The hook, they looped the line smash, smash, smash until it became an inescapable earworm. They included his philosophical ramblings about how no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. It created this bizarre juxtaposition of a man describing a violent hatchet attack over music that sounded like it belonged on a Saturday morning cartoon. There is actually a second Kai song, often confused with the Gregory Brothers remix. Shortly after he went viral, reporter Riseback took Kai to a music store where Kai picked up a guitar and played an original song called Move. The lyrics were featured lines like, I crave you like a breath underwater, I'm somebody's son and you'll be somebody's daughter. The internet used this to prove Kai was a soulful, misunderstood artist. The song currently has over 11 million views on YouTube, and it stands as a digital monument to a specific era of the internet where we didn't ask, is this person mentally ill and dangerous? And instead asked, can I make a TikTok dance to this?
We're still like that.
We're still like that. Yeah, it's safe to say we're still in that era. Of course, Hollywood saw a character they could exploit for ratings. Just a week after the incident, Kai was flown to LA to appear on Kimmel. If the Fresno incident was the spark, the Jimmy Kimmel live appearance on February 11th, 2013 was the moment the media gasoline was poured directly onto the fire. It was a beautiful, cringeworthy disaster.
Indeed.
Kai was flown to LA, put in a hotel where he reportedly caused chaos and drank heavily from the moment he entered the hotel room, and he was subsequently kicked out of the hotel for urinating on their property, a habit he seems to have had quite often. Kai was in full nomad mode, bandana, shaggy hair, and a no eye contact. Kimmel was doing his best supportive but mocking talk show host thing, while Kai was busy being an agent of pure entropy. The interview was less of a conversation and more a series of awkward lurches. Kai kept trying to bring the conversation back to his home-free philosophy and how we all need to love each other. Kimmy, meanwhile, just wanted more smash smash sound bites for the YouTube clip. At one point, Kimmel asked him about his sudden fame. Kai's response was essentially a giant shrug. He made it clear he didn't give a shit about money or the Hollywood lights, he just wanted to keep moving. It was the ultimate fuck you to the industry that was trying to buy him. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. Yeah. According to the producers and staff interviewed years later for the Netflix documentary, Kai was an absolute nightmare to handle. He was reportedly drinking heavily, acting erratic in the green room, and making everyone extremely nervous. He also allegedly peed on a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, specifically Julio Iglesias's, and was generally proving that nomadic warriors don't translate well to a 5-star hotel environment. The Kardashians' producers were supposedly circling him at the same time. And Kimmel's interview was the peak of the exploitation. It was the moment the world decided that Kai was a fun character rather than a deeply traumatized, potentially dangerous man who needed actual help instead of a surfboard and a late-night segment. 3 months later, Kai would be in a New Jersey jail for murder.
Hey, at least the ratings were great for one night. Fucking Hollywood.
Yeah, right.
My word.
Thanks, Christine. You. Yeah, you. Still haunting the same old fast fashion? Time to dig up something better with Back from the Dead Goods, a Canadian small business where forgotten threads get a second life and sustainability meets spooky. This isn't just upcycled clothing. It's resurrected fashion with an eerie edge. Handpicked, reworked, and revived, every piece is as unique as a ghost story whispered at midnight. And because you're a part of the Canadian Creepies family, you get an exclusive deal. Use code Canadian Creepies at checkout for 10% off. Find them lurking on Instagram, Etsy, and Poshmark. Links are in the episode description. Give your wardrobe a second chance at life, if you dare. Hey creeps, it's Valerie here. And if you're anything like us, you love capturing a moment, whether it's spooky, sweet, or somewhere delightfully in between. Let me introduce you to our go-to for stunning shots, darkroom photography based right here in the heart of the Niagara region. Mel, the brilliant eye behind the lens, is a lifestyle and creative photographer who brings a little bit of magic and maybe a touch of mystery to every session. She's got all her prices listed right on her website, super transparent, no tricks. And she runs killer seasonal specials around Mother's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and more. I'm telling you, her Halloween sessions, creepy perfection. So, if you're in the Niagara area and looking to capture memories that are hauntingly beautiful, hit up Mel at mel@darkroomphotography.ca or check out her work at www.darkroomphotography.ca. That's Darkroom Photography, where your memories come to life, even in the dark. Looking for your next obsession? The Creators Collective Podcasts is your gateway to the dark, the chilling, and the downright fascinating. We're a community of independent podcasts with one goal: to share the best in true crime, paranormal tales, folklore, and unexplained mysteries. Whether you crave cold cases that won't stay closed, haunted histories that refuse to be forgotten, or stories that make you sleep with the lights on, there's a show waiting for you in the collective. And when you join us, you're not just listening to one podcast. You're stepping into a world of creators who love this stuff as much as you do. Check out the Creators Collective today. Follow the link in our show notes to discover your next favorite podcast. We'll be waiting for you. Support reproductive justice in Niagara. Niagara Reproductive Justice is a grassroots collective based in the Niagara region of Ontario, working to increase visibility and access to sexual and reproductive health care. They support people seeking abortion and other essential care by offering transportation, financial assistance, logistical help, and emotional support. Here's how you can help. You can make a one-time donation. Send an e-transfer to niagarareproductivejustice@gmail.com. Your support helps cover costs like gas for volunteer drivers, overnight stays, childcare, and other urgent needs. You can also support monthly via Patreon. Join their Patreon and support the cause month to month. It's patreon.com/Niagara Reproductive Justice. And you can volunteer your time. NRJ is always looking for volunteers to help with driving, outreach, admin support, and community organizing. If you're looking to make a real impact in the Niagara region, this is a great place to start. Contact them via email or DM them on Instagram or Facebook to learn more. You can find them on Instagram at Niagara Reproductive Justice and on Facebook at Niagara Reproductive Justice. Help amplify access to reproductive care right here in our own backyard. Whether you donate, volunteer, or spread the word, you're a part of the movement.
So, let's move on to the corporate feeding frenzy that turned into a full-blown freak show. As soon as that video hit 1 million views, every producer in Hollywood collectively decided that a homeless guy with a hatchet was the missing ingredient for their next quarterly earnings report. No one seemed to give a shit if this guy was, that guy was like, he was mentally unstable. He was not okay.
He was not well.
He was not well.
He wasn't good.
And this is everybody who wanted a piece of Kai immediately after the Fresno incident.
Yes.
So there was reality TV vultures from the system that Kai hated, who wanted to put him in a 30-minute time slot with commercial breaks, such as the Kardashians, in what is arguably the most terrifying of what-ifs in television history. The producers of Keeping Up with the Kardashians were reportedly dead set on giving Kai his own reality TV show.
And that is Bunham Murray Productions.
Could you imagine?
No.
I don't think it would have ever...
He would have just evaded camera crews.
he would
It would have just been a personal. He would have kept forgetting why there are cameras following him.
he would get into like a car and there'd be like a bunch of people with a camera behind him.
Like, what are you doing?
Who's behind you? I don't know these people.
I literally don't know.
Oh my word. I don't think they would ever have an actual show.
No,
Like,
what would you do?
there was also Justin Bieber's camp reportedly reached out to him. Apparently, they saw the YouTube guitar cover and thought a Bieber Hatchet collaboration was just what the music industry needed to feel alive again.
Yes, you can feel free to vomit now with that thought, Christine said.
There was a travel show as well. There were many people who were making pitches for like a Bourdain style travel show, but with more hitchhiking and chaos. The idea was to just film Kai wandering around the country, presumably ignoring every safety regulation known to man. My mom used to tell me about how she used to hitchhike with a screwdriver. And I was like, the fact that you had to carry a screwdriver.
Oh, and cell phones are bad.
So, as previously stated, getting Kai on stage wasn't easy, mainly because he didn't have an agent. Like, you couldn't call someone up and be like, hey, let's book him.
Yeah, he also didn't have a phone.
that too.
Yeah.
The only person who could find Kai was Jessup Reisbach, the Fresno reporter who did the original interview. Reisbach was the only one with Kai's email address, and he became kind of like the unofficial and overwhelmed manager of Kai.
The brand.
Yes, the brand of Kai.
Kai,
I don't really even know if he had a brand.
He
was
didn't.
just
He had people around him. No, people not even around him. People saw him and wanted to exploit a brand out of him.
Yes.
But he did not do that. He didn't do that.
So Brad Mulcully, a researcher for Jimmy Kimmel Live, was the guy who was tasked with tracking him down. Since Kai had no phone or ID, it was like trying to track down a specific grain of sand in the desert. But they eventually tracked him to a random spot in California through digital breadcrumbs and Reisbach's help. So how do you convince a guy who hates the machine to go on a corporate talk show? You don't offer him a 401k, you offer him freedom and fun. So Kimmel's team lured him with the promise of a surfing trip and a platform to spread his philosophy. And the truly fucked up part is Brad admitted years later that the Netflix doc people that there were definitely warning signs, and they knew that Kai was like a powder keg and a loose cannon who was skateboarding in hotel lobbies and flashing knives. But in the world of late night TV, a loose cannon is just another word for ratings.
Straight up.
So they put him on a plane, checked him into a hotel, and shoved him in front of a camera for clicks. The bottom line was that the system didn't want to help Kai, they wanted to monetize him. Kimmel got the interview, the Kardashians almost got a show, and the internet got a bunch of memes.
Yep.
Kai because he was essentially like a high visible ghost, he didn't do sit-down interviews in studios. He did interviews with anyone who had a smartphone and a bottle of booze. While wandering the Bay Area and New Jersey, fans would recognize him and ask for a video, and he would offer negotiations like, I'll do your interview or your selfie if you buy me some beer or weed or a sandwich. So the result was this created like a trail of mini interviews across YouTube and Live Leak.
Which no longer exists. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. And this is where he would ramble about the universe while shoplifting and skateboarding through Walgreens. Sounds like fun.
I mean, it's a lifestyle.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. It's a choice being made, for sure.
Definitely. He was technically news accessible as long as you can find him and didn't mind the high probability of being insulted. Or maybe even peed on.
Yeah, honestly.
From the sounds of it.
Honestly.
So he was a journalist's dream and a PR person's worst nightmare. A man who would say anything to anyone at any given time. The evidence of exploitation in Kai's saga isn't just a theory, it's a case study on how the media treats human trauma like a content farm. The system didn't just fail Kai, it turned his mental instability into a marketable aesthetic. The industry insiders later admitted that no one was asking if Kai was okay. They were only asking if he could repeat his catchphrase on cue. The Gregory brothers and other YouTubers made actual cold hard cash off of Kai's Smash remix. While they claim that they tried to get the money to Kai, the reality is that the internet's remix culture turned a violent, traumatic event into a fun little jingle. It sensationalized the reality of the situation, a man being run over, a nomad potentially losing his mind, all for the sake of ad revenue. The media treated Kai like a pet with a hatchet. As long as he was saying funny things or looking like a surfer, they were happy to buy him booze and weed and put him on camera. The second that he became complicated, as in committed a murder, they dropped him like a hot potato and started filming the documentary about how sad it all was. The system didn't just fail to identify him, it identified him as a profit center and squeezed him until the blood started flowing.
And I think that's a good place to go into current case.
I dig it. Let's do it, because there's a lot more people.
Smash!
Current case. Oh, crap. It's an article. I have to click on it. Oh, this is so relevant. Select all.
I treat these like my personal story time.
This is... I'm glad I did this. I forgot I did this. Okay.
The list and the current cases are all the universe speaking to us.
Yes.
They all work out.
Healthcare, and I learned about this in a specific area with people in which I go with my time sometimes. And that is that healthcare providers warn that an unauthorized abortion pills sellers targeting women in Canada. So don't buy abortion pills online. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you are American and seeking an abortion, we'll put you up.
Yeah, you can come to Canada.
You can come in, we got a couch, we got beds.
Yeah.
We will help you.
So healthcare providers in British Columbia and Ontario say websites are offering unauthorized and potentially dangerous abortion pills from India by mail and in person. The services are targeting newcomers, uninsured people, and those with low care literacy, they say. With low healthcare literacy. Yeah, so contact a place like Niagara Reproductive Justice
Woot woot.
if you need help. Don't order an abortion pill online. While medical abortion is legal in Canada, abortion medication, like other pharmaceuticals, must be approved by Health Canada and prescribed by a doctor or a nurse practitioner or a midwife in Quebec. I love Quebec.
Leave it to a French Canadian.
Oh, fuck, you want something done? Ask a French Canadian. The services, which are being offered through websites and WhatsApp, like the bad services, are being offered through... Don't get an abortion pill through WhatsApp, please.
A lot of them use WhatsApp too because the immigrants, it's all targeted to immigrants. The immigrants, that's their form of communication.
Yeah.
I guess I like that better.
Because that's translation.
They're able to communicate with people back home. They don't have to pay for
That
long
too,
distance.
yeah.
It's all through the internet. So that's... I'm a photographer in real life, and I get tons of clients who or potential clients who reach out, and that's their form of communication.
Yeah,
They want
I
to
use
talk
WhatsApp,
on WhatsApp for that. So WhatsApp is not a business exchange.
It's nothing for, Staff at the Willow Clinic, which provides medical abortions in Vancouver, estimate they have been contacted approximately 60 times in the last year after callers had interactions with these services. Most had purchased the pills and were seeking follow-up care. The callers are seeking care when the medication does not work, there are complications, or they can't afford the pills. It's not a safe thing to do, Dr. Renee Hall warned. The physician and medical director of the Willow Clinic said patients who obtain abortion pills through unregulated services are at risk of taking ineffective or unsafe medication. Medical abortion can be used for pregnancies of up to about 10 weeks, but purchasing from unregulated sellers means patients are not assessed for gestational age or conditions that could make the medication unsafe. Buyers are also unsupported if complications arise, said Dr. Hall. The greatest risk in these situations is an undiagnosed ectopic pregnancy, which can result in a significant delay in diagnosis and treatment, which can be fatal. In May 2023, Health Canada issued a public advisory about illegal sales of abortion and emergency contraception sold illegally on Dr. Puja websites. Nearly 3 years later, there is a proliferation of similar websites that advertise these services in Montreal, Brampton, Edmonton, Windsor, Kitchener, Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Guelph, Hamilton, and Ottawa. I would like to see more warnings, said Dr. Hall. Here's a warning. Here's your warning. Here's your warning, Dr. Hall and listeners who recently treated 2 patients after they contacted these services. In one case, a woman who speaks English as a second language paid $400 for pills of an unknown quality when she could have accessed legitimate medication for free through provincial healthcare coverage.
Abortions are healthcare.
They're healthcare. It's healthcare. It's your right.
It's autonomy.
But even if in your area where you are, if you're in Canada, it's going to be hard to access abortion. I promise you that, but it is legal and you can find it. And there are people and groups who will help you get there.
Yes. Niagara Reproductive Justice.
Niagara Reproductive Justice will help you get there. Not everywhere we get to.
Yeah, within reason.
Within reason, yeah. Websites offering this medication also advertise Indian pharmaceutical products. Health Canada confirms medication being offered on these websites is not authorized for sale or distribution in Canada, as prescription drugs imported for sale must have a valid drug license.
It's like Temu for abortions.
Yes. The government agency also advises anyone who has taken these products to immediately seek medical attention. WhatsApp chats require minimal information.
Yeah.
In an attempt to learn more, Sean Birdsdale, manager of the Vancouver Island Choice Clinic, which provides reproductive health services, contacted these services. One of the numbers he reached offered pills for $400, which retail in India for somewhere between $5 and $10. He was asked how many weak positive. When he didn't answer, no further medical questions were asked. He was told this medicine is 100% successful and no side effects. This is untrue of abortion medication. Health Canada approved abortion medication, MIFI is the short form, is not 100% effective, and like most prescription medications, it has some potential side effects.
Every medication has a potential side effect.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Everyone.
Every medical procedure, every illness, every healthy gut-related thing, everything.
Everyone. He was told the product could be delivered by mail or could be picked up in person in Surrey, BC, and was given the number of an overseas bank account in India he could send money to via an e-transfer service. A Toronto area clinic owner who does not want to be named due to a fear of reprisal over his work in abortion care also contacted the number, saying he needed the pills for his girlfriend in order to learn about what was being offered. He said his fictitious partner was 14 weeks, a stage of pregnancy where taking these pills could be dangerous, and was still offered the pills. The seller said via WhatsApp, 14 weeks, 95% successful. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad and scary.
And this is why I feel like there needs to be more education on women's healthcare even their anatomy in general. Because I can guarantee you, when you said ectopic pregnancy, most people don't know what that is.
Yeah, that means a baby is coming to life in the fallopian tube.
That was asked in Congress one time when they were trying to overturn Roe versus Wade. And the guy was like, I don't know, it's just a pregnancy. And they're like, no, it's a reason why we need abortion. These people are making your laws and they don't understand. It's important to educate yourself before going into these things. Especially, I mean, first of all, don't listen to WhatsApp.
Yeah,
but
right.
Education is important too. It's part of the problem. There's not enough.
For sure. And vulnerable communities are most at risk.
Yeah.
Jillian Weir, a medical office assistant at Willow Clinic, said she has spoken to at least 10 women in the last year who have bought abortion pills from these services, though some patients were intentionally vague about where they got them. She spoke to a woman who found these services online and has overstayed her visa, but was 10 weeks pregnant and terrified to use formal health services for fear of being removed from the country. Another patient took pills obtained from one of these websites, bled for 3 months, and eventually needed to go to the emergency room.
3 months?
Yeah. Oh. After tissue was left in her uterus, a complication that can also happen with legal medication. Weir also spoke about several uninsured women who bought the medication and it did not work, requiring them to pay twice for abortion services. These services rely on vulnerable patients, said Birdsell. He said patients who want to terminate often feel a sense of urgency and may be swayed by easier, albeit unregulated options like those offered on WhatsApp, especially if legitimate clinics have longer wait times. He added that, and in Niagara specifically, what they do, because we have a lot of religion here, in Niagara, when you go to the sexual health clinic, then they say you have to go for a ultrasound, which you do, but they'll make you wait 2 weeks for the ultrasound. And then you have to get blood work, but they'll make you wait a week. Like, not purpose. Like, they'll say, oh, we can get you an appointment in 2 weeks. It's just the wait. So then by the time you can actually
get an abortion
in Niagara, you're too late. That's why we send like so many people to Hamilton.
Religious and state should have absolutely nothing to do. Your religion does not impact my life. It has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
Stop forcing it on me. And they talk about like the LGBTQ community. You're pushing your agenda on everybody. So are you.
Yeah, so are you.
So
honestly.
are you. Only I don't,
1,000 times worse.
I don't mind the LGBTQ flags. I'll hang one up.
Right.
Am I going to put your religious whatever symbol on my backpack? No.
He added that uninsured immigrant and non-English speaking communities may find the unregulated WhatsApp services more accessible due to the factors like cost and language, despite the risks. I think anytime someone is willing to sacrifice safety in order to access healthcare, there's a failure of that system, said Dustin Kosku. He's an OBGYN and medical director of the Toronto Abortion Clinic. He suggests that covering these medications for uninsured people could save emergency room visits due to complications from unsupervised medical abortions using unregulated medications. He also advises patients who have taken pills from these services to tell their doctor where they came from. When we don't have the right information, our diagnosis might be incorrect, he said, adding that patients will not be reported for buying pills through these sites.
When you're not originally from this country, and you get threats all the time about being kicked out. I mean, a lot of workplaces do that. And that's how they get away with not following labor laws when it comes to newcomers, because they don't have access to the laws. They are second language and they're afraid of being kicked, having their visas revoked.
Absolutely.
And so they get mistreated in that regard as well. It's so fucking stupid.
These sites mimic Canadian clinic addresses. These unauthorized websites have been using similar branding, addresses, and doctors' names to legitimize their pages. Dr. Kosku's name appeared on one of the illegitimate sites selling abortion pills on WhatsApp, but
I'd be so mad.
Yeah, but was removed last week. It's obviously very distressing to have your name associated with a clandestine operation that's not properly regulated, said the doctor.
I'd be pissed.
Health Canada says impersonating a physician is a criminal offense. Yes.
Yeah. I think selling fake abortion pills should be a criminal offense.
Well, yeah, but how do you
track it
I
down?
guess, international.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not.
Could that not be like some form of like chemical warfare?
Ooh.
No, then that's like saying India's taking us to war, and I don't like that at all, because I don't think that's what they're doing. I think just people are desperate in these times and everybody's trying to make money.
Well, like when you were saying they fake things, for my business, I use Square, and I get tons of emails that are like, oh, we're Square, and it has like their logo and everything. Your account has been breached. Here, click this link and sign in with your information.
I won't.
And then if you check the email, it's like George Bush at hotmail.com.
And you're like, you're not Cineplex Odeon.
Wait a minute.
The same website used the branding and a nearly identical address to the Bloor West Women's Clinic, a legitimate provider of surgical and medical abortions in Toronto. Dr. Mahi is the doctor listed on the website, and the Willow Clinic employees have heard most about. The website does not include a first name, and no doctor by that last name is registered with the College of Physicians and Surgeons of British Columbia. And healthcare providers are concerned. Both Birdsell and Dr. Hall have complained to the College of Physicians and Surgeons of British Columbia about these services. The college said it was unable to disclose whether or not a complaint has been filed. Birdsell also contacted the Surrey police about these sites selling unauthorized pills, which confirmed that an officer is investigating one complaint, and the Ontario Provincial Police, which said it is not investigating. I can only hope that these regulators feel the sense of urgency that patients do, said Birdsell. The owner of the Toronto area clinic has complained to web providers about the unauthorized sales of abortion medication, and the RCMP is in touch with another clinic that has been submitting complaints. Google removed some information from search results because he is frustrated but he is frustrated about the pace of action from Health Canada and Google forces. Wow. About the pace of action from Health Canada and police forces with the power to stop what's going on as someone's going to get hurt. Meanwhile, Health Canada said it works to protect all people living in Canada by investigating suspected illegal sales of health products, taking compliance and enforcement actions when warranted. However, said it cannot share specific details to protect the integrity of this ongoing work. Yeah.
That's intense.
That's intense. It's tough to access abortion. There's people in your area doing the work. I promise. Find them.
They're out there.
Find them. And if you can't find them in your area, start it.
Do your proper research too, because there are places in our area that advertise that they are abortion clinics.
Pregnancy clarity centers, we call them.
Yeah, and they're not there to give you abortion care. They're there to try and convince you to not have an abortion.
There's those places, if they're not, like, there's no medical training at all.
No,
but
that's not what you're looking for.
But they're gonna let you assume that they are medically trained.
It's a guise to try and trick you into their own agenda.
It's not a pregnancy clarity center. I just made that up.
I like that. That sounded good.
Hold on.
That sounds accurate.
I can tell you what they are called. Oh, man. When did they do this post, though? When did you do this post? Oh, I'll be able to find it super easy. Hold on. Oh, here we go. UPCs.
UPCs?
Yeah. UPCs. And it stands for something pregnancy center, I think. Here's some common taxi. Unregulated pregnancy center.
Unregulated. Unregulated.
It's an unregulated pregnancy center. And here are some, I'll just say this real quick. Here are some common tactics unregulated pregnancy centers use to spread disinformation. They claim abortion causes breast cancer, infertility, and depression. They advertise all options counseling, then withhold real options. They use misleading ultrasound images. They misdate pregnancies to make people believe they have longer to decide, and they target poor and racialized groups.
In case you didn't get by my hysterical laughter, abortions do not cause cancer.
They don't.
Just putting that
all
out
good.
there.
You're all good.
Wow.
This has been Canadian Creepies. You can tell me a story or nominate a Creep of the Week at speakpipe.com/Canadian Creepies. You can send us an email, CanadianCreepiesPodcast@gmail.com. You can, if you have a case that you want Christine to research, you can reach out to Christine at CanadianCreepiesResearch@gmail.com. You can Instagram, Radio Valerie, Canadian Creepies, TikTok, Facebook.
The works.
YouTube. Amanda?
Same with Down the Crooked Path. You can hear my Tuesday segment here on Canadian Creepies. I also have the Down the Crooked Path podcast on Thursdays when episodes drop. So you can listen to my voice double
three
the
times,
time.
3 times a week. 3 times a week if you want.
Thursdays you can listen to Canadian Creepies or Down the Crooked Path on the way to work. And then you can listen to the other one on the way home.
That's right. It's perfect.
You can find me at Down the Crooked Path on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the places. You could send me an email at crookedpathsocials@gmail.com. We like to hear from you guys.
We love it.
We do.
Don't let the bed creeps bite.
Creep you later.
Come up with art and stuff.
Yeah.